Back in the day, it was not unusual for mascots of certain brands to have their own video game. There was Yo Noid for the NES, two Chester Cheetah games for the SNES, I, and of course, Cool Spot starring the 7-Up mascot in his very own Super Nintendo game. And later on, his own PlayStation 1 game, believe it or not. Now, when I was a kid, I remember renting it and loving it, but in my defense, I was about 8 years old at the time, but how does it stack up for a guy in his mid-30s? Let's see. Alright, well, first off, the gameplay is pretty simple. You collect little red bottle caps or some shit called cool points, and free your fellow Spot, I guess that's what you can call him, from the cage once you complete the stated objective. It's pretty straightforward here. Collect an X amount of cool points while avoiding enemies such as hermit crabs, sea urchins, spiders, and of course God's favorite asshole, the wasps. But here's a beginner's mistake I made. I hurried through the tutorial before level 1 and was running around aimlessly collecting points and searching for a key to open the cage. Yeah, a key. Who'd have thunk it? All you have to do is shoot the cage when you're finished collecting the points. That's all. No special key, just shoot. Hopefully I helped you in the future with this little tidbit of information. Most of the enemies are pushovers, but on level 2, be prepared to be annoyed by the wasps. They will chase your ass and drain your health relatively quickly if you're not quick to shoot them. Now, when your health runs down, you don't get the usual bar or even a percentage. You get to see Cool Spot's face get mangled until he just dies. However, some of these enemies, such as the aforementioned wasp, carry these elixirs that can rejuvenate Spot's health and make him look less like a crushed can of V8. Alright, I went as far as level 4, where it became less of an emphasis on combat and more of an emphasis on blind leaps of faith. I mean, as you can see, you jump around a bathtub on tugboats, rubber ducks, all that kind of shit, and then you have to begin balancing jumps through bubbles, UFOs, and then just hoping you make the next jump with very little visibility beforehand. Now, I kept falling back into the tub and burned through my lives relatively quickly until I received a game over. At that point, I just said, you know what, I just got pissed. I turned the game off. I mean, I do believe this is the level I got impatient with when I was a kid. I want to say I beat it, this particular level, I mean, but my memories do not extend beyond this level. But you know what knocks this game down the most? No continues. Once your lives are burned out, you start all over from level 1. That's right. No password system, no continues. When you run out, you're just screwed. Great game. In closing, I'll say that Cool Spot is nothing more than just a standard platformer. This is most definitely not in the same league as, say, Donkey Kong Country or a Crash Bandicoot. It's not a terrible game by any means, but it's just very much dead average on all accounts. But given that it's a game based around a soda mascot, I cannot say I was expecting a masterpiece of the video game world. I mean, up until the 4th level, the game has a right amount of platforming and combat, but when you hit the 4th level, it shows how unforgiving the game can be at times, and how you can plummet to your death and hit a game over with relative ease. With all this taken into consideration, I give the game a final score, about 4 or 5 out of 10. The plus side, the graphics are nice for the time. The super huge negative, like the biggest negative of all, there's no continues or passwords. Why not? Until next time, friends, thank you.